There was one woodcutter, he is to cut wood daily, slogging it out in the hot sun, sweating. The same company employed another woodcutter as well. Second woodcutter used to cut more than the first. As a result of that, after 1 year the company increased his salary. The first woodcutter complained, "I have been working so long in this organization and you have increased his salary more than mine." They said, "Look, we are production oriented. He is cutting double the trees that you are cutting. You also increase your performance, will increase your salary more than his." So he tried harder, but he was not able to increase his production. So he went to them and said, "How does he cut so many trees?" They said, "Why don't you ask?" He went and asked the second lumberjack, "How do you do it?" That lumberjack said, "Every time I cut a tree I take a 5-minute break in which I sharpen my saw." "Did you sharpen your saw?" The first one said, "No, I just keep hitting and hitting and hitting." Second one said, "That is the mistake, you need to sharpen your saw." Similarly, you are working in the world, you are running from morning till night, from crisis management to problem to difficulty to resolution of conflict at home, in the office, amongst the relatives, with the people in India, over the phone and via Skype. But all these conflict resolution as etc. that you keep doing requires your own elevation of consciousness. The more supplying consciousness you bring to bear on your task, your work, your issues, the more efficient you will be. Should you take time to sharpen your saw? Do you take time to improve your mind through sadhana? No, we are so busy we don't have time. That is the problem. It is like that lumberjack. Our scriptures tells us that, look, you do need to do sadhana on a daily basis, just like you exercise now. In modern day occupations and professions, people are doing sedentary work through the day. You have to sit in your office all day long. So people realize, if I continue this lifestyle I will fall sick. I need to take out half an hour to 1 hour on a daily basis for exercise to maintain my health. The biggest cause for ill health is lack of exercise. Biggest solution is the exercise. With the you do the yoga, asanas, walk or aerobics or gym, anything will help. But to maintain your physical health you do need exercise. You don't exercise 24 hours a day, you exercise for a little portion that helps you through the day. What about the exercise for the mind? The mind is subject to wear and tear, because you are handling the word. That is why the attachment, the hatred, the anchoring, the aversion, the distraction of this is going to happen when you live in the world. Now for some time you need to enhance the quality of your mind thoughts. Otherwise you will see why bad thoughts coming to me always. Because you are not endeavoring to purify the mind. So simple. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, do sadhana in isolation. Even in the Bible says, when the priest entered like closet and locked thy door. What is the idea? That the world should not be able to distract you. That is isolation. Even if 50 people are sitting first and the world is not distracting, that is isolation. You have heard from me in the past the example of milk and water. If you take milk and pour it in water, it will mix in the water. The milk does not have district to remain to its undiluted entity. When it is in association with water, now you do something to the milk. Keep it separate from the water. And in isolation you transform it into yogurt. Now churn the yogurt and extract butter. This butter is the immiscible. It will sit on the water and float. It will challenge the water. Mr. Water, you can do nothing to me now. As long as I was milk you would dilute my concentration. People would throw me away in Indian restaurants. But now water can do nothing to me. Because separate from you I transformed myself into butter. How did that milk become butter? By staying separate from the water. Like the milk is our mind. Like the water is the world. When you live in the world, the mind becomes diluted by it. And if you wish to make it immiscible, for some time you keep the world away. This is the principle of sadhana in isolation.